We thank you so much for staying with us. Federal High Court in Abuja has shifted the trial of the former Minister of Aviation, Stella Odua, and China's Civil Engineering Construction Corporation in an alleged 7.9 billion naira fraud to November 11. A full-blown trial, initially slated for Tuesday, October 17, was put off by the court owing to lack of time to accommodate the trial, prompting its adjournment to next month. Although lawyers of the federal government who initiated a 25-count criminal charge against Odua and CCECC were in court alongside those of the defendant, the principal defendant, Senator Odua, was not present in court. Now, moving on to other stories. 2 weeks ultimatum by organized labor for state governors to immediately commence negotiation regarding the 35,000 naira wage award has continued to generate mixed feelings. This is coming as some states are still battling to pay the 30,000 naira minimum wage, with few states like Edo and Imo leading the pack by paying 40,000 naira to civil servants in their respective states. Our correspondent, Dele Fasal, completes the story.
In April 2022, when President Muhammadu Buhari signed the minimum wage bill of 30,000 naira into law, some states like Zamfara, Taraba, Benue were identified as states yet to implement it, according to the NLC. With the 2 weeks ultimatum by the organized labor to state governors, the chairman Transition Monitoring Group, Delta Chapter, and the rights activists urged labor to do more in making the governors live up to expectation.
Yes, that's a welcome development. So far, the organized labor has been doing something that we can't commend in recent time, especially for their consistency in trying to push through for the betterment of workers. But I'm concerned they are pushing most times is for the workers. What of the people who are not workers? So their voice should also be loud in that regard. So pushing government to do the needful is a welcome development. They've given the next 2 weeks, which is the 30 days Mr. President also have agreed to in his October 1st broadcast. So we do hope that between now and the next 2 weeks, they should comply maximally with it, in line with what organized labor is saying.
I think it's not really agreed wages. What the federal government did was to do a palliative to labor, and that is their own employees. And how many people are civil servants with the federal government? If the states are to implement it, if the states are having the same revenue with federal government, and again, when the states implement it, then what about the organized private sector? Like you here now, you will soon tell Galaxy to start paying you 35,000 minimum. We have a problem there. In as much as we fight for workers' welfare, we must ask of the feasibility of this thing. Is it feasible? Is it possible? Is it implementable? You might force the government to come into agreement with you.
On the options of mass transit and agriculture for state governors to cushion the effects of the hardship, the activists urge state government to extend it to all sectors and not to select a few.
That's also another welcome development. Mass transit, because with the subsidy removal, you see that transport has taken even more than 300% increase. And in dealing with that, mass transit will be to the rescue. So state governments should, come up with programs that will capture all of this. For instance, the CNG motor that we're talking about now, engines that will help to, to reduce the cost of transportation should be embarked upon by state government. So in the 2024 budget of the federal government, the state government should capture programs that will speak to this reality we are talking about.
For such things, when Obaseki is buying mine or is giving buses to go to Ora, go to Irekme, go to Ekpoma, how many people are traveling there? What about the traders in the market who goes nowhere? I don't understand. That's a mockery on the masses. If you are giving 5 billion naira as palliative of increment of the fuel or for removal of subsidy, how does that go around the poor? How many people travels? Or people start traveling in Nigeria because they are subsidizing the transportation? And apart from that, the state government should implement a situation where all are beneficiaries, not the selected few. When you talk of government workers, what those who are not workers at all?
As the countdown to the 2 weeks ultimatum ticks by the day, sustainability on the part of state governors is key in helping to alleviate the suffering of the people. From Warri in Delta State, Daily Fast One reporting for Galaxy News.